Tonight on UI7 News, both the university and community continue to raise awareness for sexual assault throughout the month of April.
And a new residence hall will make U of I history from its name alone.
And I'm Iju. While it's a little bit cloudy out now, I'll let you know whether those clouds will stay. Your UI7 News is coming right now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio at the University of Illinois campus, UI7 News, your U of I news source.
Good evening, I'm Ralph Cooper.
And I'm Angela Headley. Sexual Assault Awareness Month is winding down at the U of I.
The university held many events to raise awareness this month, including one tonight. UI7's Karina Rodriguez has more.
This month, the university and community asked students to take part in a conversation that affects everyone. The topic, sexual assault. April is nationally designated as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Danae Serapin is part of the It Happens Here committee, which is a sexual assault awareness group, but says that she didn't know much about sexual assault when she started college.
I'd heard a lot of victim-blaming statements, so I didn't really have a clear understanding about what it really meant to support survivors of sexual assault and how often it happens on our campus and everywhere.
But between 20 to 25% of women will be the victim of a completed or attempted rape. Less than 5% of these are reported to the police. Men are also the victims of 10% of all sexual assaults. Carrie Trufunk of Rape Advocacy, Counseling, and Education Services believes that many students have a general knowledge on sexual assault, but could know more.
I don't think that people understand what prevention and support services are available on college campuses. And, with a campus the size of U of I, that's a lot of students to try and get information into the hands of.
The university aims to reach its over 32,000 students with events throughout the month, many which take place right here on the quad. Some events hosted by the Women's Resources Center included Chalking the Quad and Walk a Mile in Her Shoes. Vice President Joe Biden also visited campus to invite students to take the It's on Us pledge. Tonight, the month will wrap up with a Take Back the Night event. Students and community members will walk from Lincoln Square to the quad and share their experiences. However, the conversation shouldn't end there.
It's just really important to make sure that people are involved to make this community a better one.
In Urbana, Karina Rodriguez, UI7 News.
The Take Back the Night event will start at 6:30 tonight at Lincoln Square Mall. For more information on sexual assault awareness, visit www.nsrvc.org. In related news, University of Illinois students pushing for more inclusive resident hall environments finally got their wish granted. UI7's Robin Neal has more on new living options for fall 2015.
Students who plan on living in university housing next semester now have the option of experiencing gender-inclusive floors and restrooms. In a recent email sent out by Housing, they announced a proposed plan to make the north wing on the first floor of Allen Hall co-ed. This means that men's and women's rooms will be located right next to one another, along with restrooms with no gender specification.
I think it helps a group of people who don't identify with a specific gender to feel comfortable enough to not have to choose whether they're going into the men's washroom or the women's washroom. So I think it definitely helps. I don't see it as a problem at all.
Since the bathroom will be changed, allowing any gender to use the same bathroom at the same time, privacy must be increased. Oops, didn't even see you there, but this is how easy it is to sneak a peek in the restroom. The housing department will be adding taller shower stalls, toilet stall doors, and gaps on stall doors.
We had heard concerns from residents about privacy that, again, weren't specific to a gender inclusive bathroom. It was just any bathroom. I mean, a female bathroom, and I feel like the gaps between the stalls are too big. And so we made some modifications, or we're making some modifications to the stalls for privacy purposes.
Though the restrooms require keys to enter, sometimes the doors are accidentally kept unlocked, which can allow for anyone to enter.
I think that is a scary thing to think about, but I think it just means we have to be that much more responsible and that much more aware of what's going on.
In Champaign, I'm Robin Neal, UI7 News.
One of the dorms at the U of I's Eikenberry Commons is about to get a historic new name. The campus plans to name the new residence hall after the first Native American student to graduate from U of I. This will be the first Native American named building on U of I's campus. The building will be named after Carlos Montezuma, but will use his original name, Wasatch. U of I trustees will vote on the designation next week. Wasatch Hall is being built at the corner of First and Gregory and is scheduled to open August 2016. Worldwide relief efforts are underway to provide help to the thousands of victims of Nepal's devastating earthquake. UI7's Hank Pender has more on how U of I students are helping the cause.
Less than a week ago, Nepal experienced its biggest earthquake in over 80 years, measuring an astounding 7.8 on the Richter scale. With relief efforts well underway, Santosh Koirala and the UIUC Nepali Student Association did their best job to contribute to the efforts with a fundraiser on the quad yesterday afternoon.
The funds will go directly to helpnepal.net. It's an organization in Nepal which is working on the ground right now for the relief efforts.
When initial news of the quake broke, Koirala and other Nesta members were initially shocked, but then immediately thought of loved ones back home.
First few hours were surreal. It felt like a bad dream. I wasn't able to contact my family members because the network was flooded with all the calls coming from all over the world.
With the staggering statistics of death and injuries reported, Koirala was expecting the worst, but was given a literal sigh of relief when he heard his family was safe a day later.
Man, it was really good to know that my immediate family was safe. Yeah, it was a very sense of relief, yes. Yeah.
Here at the fundraiser, flyers just like this one are being handed out to students walking by. The flyer points out facts about the earthquake, and one fact still remains, and that's that the people of Nepal still need our help in their relief efforts.
People who have houses can't go into their houses because they don't know what's the extent of damage. Okay. So it's not sure whether it's safe to go inside.
For me, I'm pretty worried about my family there. At my home itself, there's a lack of water right now.
If you weren't able to attend the fundraiser yesterday, you can still make a donation through helpnepal.net, the American Red Cross, or by simply texting Give Nepal to 80088 to donate $10. In Champaign, I'm Hank Pender, UI7 News.
House fires have become a trend lately in Champaign, Urbana. Up next, we'll tell you how one fire can affect many lives.
And the future may be bright for some high school students in Illinois. A report about how the Ivy League is recruiting in the area, coming up.
The spark, but didn't think none of it.
Many people don't realize how distraction can lead to destruction.
My brother yelled my name, and I yelled back to him to let him know that I was in the basement. So that's when he came downstairs to where I was, and he said there was a fire. So I grabbed him, and me and him ran back upstairs and through the kitchen and went on out the house. Not long after we went across the street to my grandma's house, the house exploded.
The result of negligence, about people being tired or distracted or just not thinking. And so with just a little bit of care, just a little bit of awareness.
While no one wants to or even expects for a second that it would be their home or lives caught in a fire, smoke detectors and fire extinguishers can also save lives.
I'm here at the Urbana Fire Department, where responding to your call is their #1 priority.
For Sibley, responding to the fire was easier than dealing with the aftermath of this tragedy.
Still kind of get frustrated, being that we have to be in a hotel for a certain amount of time, then having to try to find a new home to go to, and just a lot.
In Champaign, Urbana, I'm Ashley Cooley, UI7 News.
Illinois lawmakers are looking at a bill that would ban stores from selling an item roughly 30% of what parents already have in their child's nursery. UI7's Caitlin Bain is in the studio with more.
Many parents enjoy decorating their child's nursery and buying up all the accoutrements that really make the space fun. But pediatricians are warning that padded crib bumpers, which are typically used to protect a child, can actually cause more harm than good.
Boat. Yes, boat.
Carolyn Morris is a mom of 4.
But yeah, we don't put anything extra in the crib. I do have like one blanket on her, and right now, so I have a 3-month-old, and I do let her sleep swaddled.
Morris keeps her daughter's crib minimal because she knows items like bulky blankets and stuffed animals can cause sudden infant death syndrome, also known as SIDS.
Pediatrician Mary Kathleen Buteau says padded crib bumpers should also be on the list of potentially harmful items.
Babies could get their faces smashed up against the bumper, creates a little pocket there where the baby cannot get adequate air, does not get oxygen, and therefore suffocates.
Now, crib bumpers aren't the first time that lawmakers have made it into the nursery. There are also regulations that forbid cribs to have railings that drop down, for they could fall and hurt the child. There's also regulations that requires no more than 2 3/8 inches between each slat to keep children from getting their arms stuck. Carolyn Morris says these laws may be a little too much.
So it's important to educate people, but I mean, you know, it's like saying, what can't you use in your house? That's way too overreaching. That's crazy.
But for Dr. Buteau, it's worth it.
If you can prevent even one infant death, it's reasonable to do so.
A bill to ban crib bumpers was passed by the House and is now heading to the state Senate for approval. When putting your child to sleep, Dr. Mary Buteau recommends the ABCs of sleep. A, make sure your child always sleeps alone and not in bed with you. B, make sure the child sleeps on their back and never their stomach. And then C, make sure the child is asleep in a crib. If they go to sleep on a couch or a bed, they have fear of rolling off and injuring themselves. For UI7 News, I'm Caitlin Bain.
Champaign Central High School was home to some of the finest academic institutions in the country last night. UI7's Torrance Sorrell has the latest on what the future may hold for a select few students.
Last night, ILLINI may not be the champ for these high school students in the future who attended the highly selective colleges event at Champaign Central High School. Among the 3 Ivy League schools in attendance were Brown University, Yale University, and Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It's very rare for Ivy League schools to target high schools in the Midwest area, something that host of the event, Jennifer Stroud, doesn't take for granted.
We have families here from all the way in the Chicagoland area, as well as on the other side, all the way down to close to St. Louis. So they targeted students in Illinois.
I'm here at Combs Gym just outside of Central High School, where roughly 150 high school students are in attendance who have been personally invited to attend an informational by 3 Ivy League schools. The mission is to have these students talk to representatives face-to-face firsthand, as well as to get them more knowledgeable about the highly selective process. In the past 3 years, Central High School has had at least one student attend one of the 3 Ivy League schools. One of the students who's trying to be added to that statistic is Chris Bauer.
I definitely want to go somewhere that's good for engineering and hopefully eventually getting into automotive engineering.
One of the hardest transitions from high school to college for some parents is witnessing their child move away from home, in some cases, the first time in their young lives. This is no different to how Bauer's father, Robert, feels about his own son.
I mean, it would be nice to have him closer here, but I know it would be a great school to go to, and we have family really close to Boston, so if he would end up there, then, you know, I think there would be plenty of opportunities to visit.
His backup choice if he doesn't get admitted to MIT is to stay home and attend the U of I. In Champaign, I'm Torrance Sorrell, UI7 News.
High schoolers aren't the only ones graduating. Come May, thousands of Illinois students will be ending their last chapter of school. Today, UI7 asked university seniors what's on their bucket list for the last few weeks on campus.
I wanna have a fat sandwich. I never had one. I've heard about it, so that definitely is on my bucket list. I wanna explore downtown Champaign and maybe like go streaking on the quad, possibly.
Probably hit up a couple of more the downtown bars before I head out of here, just because everything's so cheap here.
Well, I just want to make sure I actually graduate. You know, don't fail on my finals.
Angela, I must say, I've waited my whole life to have senioritis, and I'm proud to have it.
Really?
I mean, you know, I got a lot left to do. Downtown Champaign is calling my name, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm not much for the senioritis person, but it sounds like you're going to have a lot of fun this week.
Yeah, I have no finals. I'm just sitting at home waiting for Orange is the New Black.
Right. Well, coming up, we'll see how much sun is in store for the week when we get the weather.
At Illinois.
Go Illini.
Welcome back, guys. Angela, I hear this weekend is going to be great weather for us out here.
I know. I'm a sun person, so I'm super excited. And with that, let's check in with a look at the weather.
It's a little bit cloudy outside at the moment, but over the weekend the weather will be sunny and nice. Let's take a look at the picture of currently the temperature here in Champaign, Urbana. So now it's 54 degrees, and up here in Kankakee we got 52 degrees. And if you take a look at the west, now Jacksonville, it's 66 degrees. And now let's take a look at the broader picture of the whole Midwest region. Currently, Champaign-Urbana is 54 degrees, and up here in Chicago, 49 degrees. And if we take a look at the even further west, Kansas City, now it's 72 degrees. And if we take a look at the even broader picture of the whole nation, we got Miami down there in 79 degrees and 77 in San Francisco at the west coast. And the temperature in Phoenix City is up to 93 degrees. Up there in Boston, the currently temperature is 54 degrees. And let's take a look at the radar system. Now above Illinois, there's a little bit cloud, but the cloud will go up to the east in the following days. So we'll have a pretty nice and sunny weather during the weekend. Tonight we got a clear weather with the lowest temperature 38 degrees, northwest wind 60 to 70 miles per hour. And tomorrow the temperature will go up to 70 degrees, mostly cloudy, with the northwest wind 6 to 13 miles per hour. And let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. During the weekend, the weather will mostly be sunny with the temperature 75 to 78 degrees. And the next Monday and Tuesday, the temperature will go up to 80 degrees. So it's a very nice weather, so you better hang outside and enjoy the good weather. Alright guys, so it looks like we're going to have a very nice weather during the following couple of days. So I think it's going to be very good news for the Kentucky Derby this weekend.
Sounds good. Thanks, E.
Hank Pender is here now with a look at sports.
After an undefeated month in April, the Illini baseball team looks to continue their winning ways. And men's track and field is coming off its biggest win of the season at the Drake Relays. I'll have the latest on these stories shortly after the break, so don't touch those remotes.
Go Illini.
Fighting Illini baseball team look to stay red hot as the squad takes their 18-game win streak to Columbus, Ohio for a 3-game set against the Buckeyes this weekend. Kevin Duchesne will get the start for the Illini Friday. He's posted a silly .74 ERA this season. Pitching coach Drew Dickinson says if the winning streak is going to continue, the Illini are going to have to limit the small mistakes against the Buckeyes.
It's just going to come down to really who does little things, making error here, somebody makes a big error or whatnot, big pitch. I'm looking forward towards the series. I actually enjoy being on the road in hostile crowds. I'm hoping they have a big crowd. It's just going to be fun baseball. It's exactly why you play the game for.
The Illini finished the month of April with a perfect 16-0 record and will look to continue the success in May. Giddy up! The Illini men's track and field team is feeling fresh coming off a first-place finish at the Drake Relays. The Illini look to take flight at the Musco Twilight in Iowa City this weekend. This will be the team's final meet of the regular season. The Orange and Blue finished third in the meet last year. One of the runners who participated in the meet is senior DJ Zahn. The Morton, Illinois native was named Big Ten Track Athlete of the Week for the second consecutive time. The Illini are just a few weeks away from the Big Ten Outdoor Championships in East Lansing, Michigan. And now looking forward to one of the most anticipated sports weekends in recent memory. Many college football players will see their dreams become reality starting tonight. The first round of the NFL Draft begins at 7 o'clock at the Auditorium Theater in Chicago. The other rounds of the draft will continue through Friday and will finish on Saturday night. Former Heisman winner famous Jameis Winston is currently projected to be #1 overall draft pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which should team him up with former Bears head coach Lovie Smith. Meanwhile, the defending champion New England Patriots will draft last in the first round and will look to revitalize their secondary after key losses of Darrelle Revis and Brandon Browner this offseason. Moving forward to Saturday, the 141st running of the Kentucky Derby will begin Saturday afternoon at 5:24 Central Time. American Pharoah is opened up at the odds-on favorite, opening at 5-2. My personal favorite horse, Ocho Ocho Ocho, opens at a very unfavorable 50-1 underdog. A win would make Ocho the third biggest long shot ever to win the Derby. Turn up, Ocho! When everybody is done losing their life savings betting on the ponies, boxing fans will be treated to arguably the biggest fight in boxing history. After years of speculation, undefeated welterweight champion Floyd Money Mayweather will look to extend his career record to 48-0 against Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. The main event is scheduled to start at 10:30 Central Time, with the fight taking place at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. The Mayweather-Pacquiao bout will break pay-per-view records, with the fight costing viewers $99 to tune in. You know, guys, I don't know if you guys are the gambling type, but me and myself, I think I'm going to throw down maybe $1 or $2 on my boy Ocho. I don't know about you guys, though.
Yeah, I mean, I once had a racing horse. His name was Raging Bull.
Ooh.
Never won a race, though. Never made it that far, so, you know.
Hopefully that doesn't happen to Ocho.
I'm rooting for Ocho. Turn up, Ocho.
50-1, man.
Let's go, Ocho.
That's pretty.
Well, thanks, Hank.
The new Avengers movies come out tonight at midnight. Here's a preview in our Now Showing report.
In the newest installment of the Avengers saga, Tony Stark's latest project goes horribly wrong.
I tried to create a suit of armor around the world, but I created something terrible. Artificial intelligence.
That gives rise to Ultron, built to protect the Earth, but instead is bent on destroying it.
There's only one path to peace. Their extinction.
I'm sick of watching people pay for our mistakes.
Now Earth's mightiest heroes must reassemble to put down the robot villains' rebellion.
Here we all are. With nothing but our wit and our will to save the world. So stand and fight.
No way we all get through this. I got no plans tomorrow night.
That's the best you can do!
The Avengers Age of Ultron is rated PG-13. For Now Showing, I'm Jeremy Rowe.
Really looking forward to the new Avengers movies, guys.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a huge Hulk fan, so I'm looking forward to it. All right, I promised myself I wouldn't cry, but I'm sad to say this will be our final Thursday broadcast with the news team. It's been a roller coaster ride of emotion these past 4 months, but we are certainly happy with how we finished.
We've covered events from Vice President Biden visiting campus to our Bass Fishing Club. We laughed, we've cried, and most importantly, we've grown as journalists. I know I've certainly grown as a journalist because I've gotten a lot better than what I used to remember.
Your improvement has been great over this semester, Angela, I must say. Real proud of you. Congratulations on your award, matter of fact. Let's say this on live television. You placed second place, right?
Second best outstanding radio news report.
Congratulations. That's great.
Thank you.
Hank?
You know what, Ralph? I think you've grown so much over this semester, man. I remember that first class you were a little nervous, but now look at you, man. You're really doing it. You're doing it big time, man. You're a big anchor now.
I get emotional when you tell me stuff like that, Hank, because you're my guy, man.
Seeing you progress makes me emotional, man. That's true.
Yeah.
It's been a great ride.
That's true. And
thanks for joining us this semester, guys.
Yeah.
Good night. We love you all. Thanks for watching. Thank you to Ava, Carl, Ken, JP, everyone in the production room, Taylor, Robin, Karina, Torrance, Caitlin, our visiting student Hannah, Ashley, Angela, E, Hank, and myself. We thank you guys for joining us. So we're going to wave to you guys. Thank you. Have a great night, everybody.